Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to Newspaper Analysis Town Hall. Today 18th of October. First of all, a very happy Dhanteras to all the viewers. So today we are going to cover the following topic from the Hindu newspaper. First one, mass surrender by Maoists in Chhattisgarh. Here we will see the issue of Maoism or Naxalism in India, why it started and what steps have been taken by the government and what is the present status of the Naxalism in India. Second article about Afghanistan. Now, recently only Afghanistan minister and Indian minister met, and now Afghanistan and Pakistan are fighting. So, what are the issues basically faced by Afghanistan currently, and how India is helping Afghanistan in those issues? Third, US Chamber of Commerce filed a lawsuit against the H-1B visa fee hike, saying it is illegal. So here we will see the impact of this H-1B visa fee hike and what options India has. Fourth, Indian Prime Minister and the Egypt Foreign Minister met and discussed the importance of stability in the region so that the IMEC, India, Middle East, Europe Economic Corridor can be, the dream of this IMEC can be fructified. Okay, so let's start. First, so this is the first instance where such big leaders of the Maoist groups have surrendered together. Like 210 Maoist cadre from the Dandakaranya region have laid down arms. So let us go down in the history a little bit. First of all, what is Maoism? Maoist insurgency kya hai? It is called as left-wing extremism or also Naxalism. They are basically inspired by the left ideology or the Lenin or Maoist ideology. Their main aim is basically transforming the socio-political structure of the state or say region. And how, that is the important thing. How they are going to do it? They are going to do it through the violent means. Okay, so currently, basically it started in 1967 from the Naxalbari region in West Bengal, from where it got the name Naxalism. And it peaked around 2010. Now it's on decline. Ministry of Home Affairs had reiterated again and again that by the next year, Naxalism will be completely wiped out from the country. Presently now, LWE, that is left-wing extremism, is restricted only to the 70 districts, out of which 25 are the most affected. It is mainly restricted, concentrated in these regions, these eastern states of Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Bihar, Odisha, West Bengal, and Andhra and Telangana region. See the graph. From 2001, 1200 instances. Now, during 2009-10, it peaked more than 2000. Now it is falling. 104 in 2016, and now 817 cases, 851 cases in 2017. This is the old data, but the recent data is not there. This map is also old. The latest map has not been updated, but the trend we can see, it is on falling trend and is expected to be wiped out by the next year. Let us see why it grew. What were the reasons? The reasons were highlighted by the D. Bandyopadhyay Committee of 2006. First reason it gave, inequitable socio-economic development. See, in this region, there was lack of jobs, inequality was high, and also the erosion of traditional livelihood. There was loss of the traditional livelihood. What is the process which followed? So, for example, this is the state, say Jharkhand. Okay. Now, say development ke liye industries are coming from outside. What these industries will do? They are basically exploit the mineral region of this area. Mineral extraction will happen. So it is expected that when mineral extraction will happen, industries will be set up, development will happen. But what really happened was, this mineral was taken out away from this region and other states developed. What these states faced? First of all, they faced pollution. They faced encroachment in the forest area. They faced loss of livelihood. The forest dwellers faced the eviction from the forest land. They got their land rights being taken away. So they faced all these issues, and then they took up the arms. So this is the entire story. That is how these things happen. So inequitable socioeconomic development. In the GS3 paper, in the syllabus, it is clearly mentioned the linkage between the development and लेफ्ट विंग एक्सट्रीमिज्म. सो द लेफ्ट विंग एक्सट्रीमिज्म का जो राइज हुआ उसका डेवलपमेंट से लिंक है. डेवलपमेंट के नाम से आए, बट द डेवलपमेंट पीपल से ऑफ द रीजन दैट दे डिड नॉट गेट द डेवलपमेंट, दे ओनली गॉट दीज थिंग्स. Governance failure, developmental apathy, as we have now recently only seen, poor service delivery, corruption. Like in tribal areas, people are not aware, they are not literate also. So the government agencies, government officials, they took benefit of all those, and the corruption was on very high level. Political marginalization was also there. Political basically the political representation was not there, people were not aware. Land alienation, displacement, as we have seen, discrimination against tribe, poor implementation of Forest Rights Act, fifth schedule provision, therefore transferring the land to the non-tribals area who came from the outside. So all these issues led to the taking up of arms by these people, which is called as Maoism or left-wing extremism. To counter this, government has taken various steps. From like last 10-15 years, government has taken massive reforms in these areas. See, from the government's perspective, how this can be resolved. Therefore, it is not only a security issue. If they are taking up the arms, we can't just fight them with the security, because the major issue is of the lack of development. So now government has to take multi-dimensional approach. It should be security-oriented measures, development-oriented measures, as well as socio-political and governance initiatives. पहले security को ensure करना है. So for that, there is a national policy and action plan, integrated approach involving security, development, and safeguarding rights of the locals. These are the major issues. उसके लिए there are various doctrines. First of all, there is a Samadhan doctrine, a very famous one. It means smart leadership, aggressive strategy, motivation training, actionable intelligence, dashboard-based monitoring, right from collecting of data to prohibiting access to the arms and financing of these Maoists, and then through a smart leadership tackling these issues. All these are under the Samadhan doctrine. Then security-related expenditure like reimbursement to those districts which are affected by the basically अब जो माओइस्ट सरेंडर कर दिया, उनको रिहेबिलिटेट करना है, तो उनको रिहेबिलिटेट करने के लिए जो भी उन स्टेट्स का एक्सपेंडिचर होता है उनको रिम्बर्स करना है. वो स्पेशल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर स्कीम है, 250 फोर्टिफाइड पुलिस स्टेशन. तो सिक्योरिटी मेजर्स पे यू हैव टू प्रिवेंट एज वेल एज यू हैव टू एक्ट. Now the development oriented schemes, road connectivity, more than 8,000 kilometers of road was built, 300 bridges were built, mobile tower, digital connectivity, and development. Basically, the schemes for the development in this area to address the issues of poverty, inequality, and unemployment were taken by the government. Social, political, and governance पे one of the reason we discussed is political marginalization. Now, to address this PESA Act, its provisions were basically implemented to strengthen the local governance and empowering the Gram Sabhas in tribal areas. There is a movie, Newton, राजकुमार राव की, उसमें it has shown that how these areas, यहाँ पर voting भी नहीं होती थी. So voting कराने के लिए भी how much efforts you have to put in because security reason. क्योंकि जो माओइस्ट ग्रुप हैं वो वोटिंग नहीं होने देंगे. Why? Because voting is basically giving the legitimacy to the MLA or the MP who will be elected. But they do not want this. They want to overthrow the government through violent means. So therefore, they never let elections happen without any security issues. So this was important. Then promoting trust between local and security forces and countering Maoist propaganda. क्योंकि जो आइडियोलॉजी प्रमोट कर रहा है माओइज्म कि हमारे साथ गलत हुआ, डेवलपमेंट नहीं मिला, सब चीजें, अब गवर्नमेंट इज डूइंग इट, तो इस प्रोपेगेंडा को भी आपको काउंटर करना है थ्रू अवेयरनेस ड्राइव, यूथ एक्सचेंज प्रोग्राम एंड लोकल मीडिया कैंपेन्स. सो गवर्नमेंट हैज टेकन वेरियस इनिशिएटिव्स ऑन दीज grounds or these dimensions. So this was about the Maoist or the Naxalism issue. Next step for Afghanistan after the New Delhi visit. Recently only Afghanistan's foreign minister met Indian foreign minister Good things were said by the Afghanistan for India. First of all, it condemned the Pahalgam attack, which basically angered Pakistan. Second, it reiterated the promise that Kabul will not allow its territory to be used against India. Okay. Now, इंडिया के सामने क्या है डिलेमा? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, तालिबान का जो रिट्रेशन है इज कंसिडर्ड एज ए टेररिस्ट organization. This is what the perception is. So India was maintaining distance because it was considered as a non-state actor. But after the Taliban took over Afghanistan and made the government, which is legitimate only, so now the Indian government has not to deal with the non-state actor. Taliban is now a state actor. So we cannot keep those distances now. So India is trying to involve with the Taliban from various regions. First is security regions, definitely पूरे रीजन को सिक्योर करने के लिए, रीजनल स्टेबिलिटी के लिए, पाकिस्तान को काउंटर करने के लिए, ठीक है। और इंडिया की इन्वेस्टमेंट है अफगानिस्तान में काफी बड़े लेवल की। वहां पे इंडिया ने डैम्स बिल्ड, पार्लियामेंट हैव बिल्ड, various scholarship programs are being run by India. So we will see those. United Nations Security Council has also commended the Taliban government for its action against the Islamic State Khorasan, ISK, which is called as. Okay. अब पाकिस्तान क्या बोल रहा है कि उनकी जो तहरीक है तालिबान पाकिस्तान है, इसको फंडिंग बंद करो। अफगानिस्तान इसको फंड करता है, विच एक्ट अगेंस्ट द पाकिस्तान। अफगानिस्तान को यह फियर है कि इफ इट स्टॉप्स इट्स फंडिंग एंड स्टार्ट्स एक्टिंग अगेंस्ट इट, तो ये ISK के साथ मिल जाएंगे, विच इज अगेन अ प्रॉब्लम फॉर अफगानिस्तान। सो सिक्योरिटी एंगल पे अफगानिस्तान ये डिलेमा फेस कर रहा है। अब और एंगल्स क्या है? नेक्स्ट इज द ड्रग इरेडिकेशन। वी आर अवेयर ऑफ द गोल्डन क्रेसेंट, अफगानिस्तान इज एट द सेंटर। सो अफगानिस्तान से ओपियम का एक्सपोर्ट होता है, प्रोडक्शन होता है। अब उसको इरेडिकेट करने के लिए अफगानिस्तान इज ट्राइंग, बट उसका जो मेथड्स हैं दे आर बेसिकली हार्ड एंड मेथड, वो फोर्स यूज कर रहा है। व्हाट इज रिक्वायर्ड इज बेसिकली these things, like giving farmers the alternate to grow something other than the opium. Okay, फार्मर की सिक्योरिटी भी इंश्योर करनी पड़ेगी और एक्सपोर्ट भी इंश्योर करना पड़ेगा। अब ये इशू इंडिया के साथ भी लिंक्ड है। हाउ? अब इंडिया में भी बॉर्डर स्टेट्स में रेगुलर बेसिस पे वी फाइंड द ड्रग सीजर्स। सो ट्रेनिंग ऑफ NCB is very important, Narcotic Control Bureau. Second issue, this is of the drug, this is of the security, this is of the water. Kabul may become the first city in the world to completely run dry by 2030. Yes, and India now has offered, earlier also it has offered, it reiterated its offer to build the Shatut Dam on the Kabul River, ताकि उसके वाटर को वो चैनलाइज किया जा सके। बट इसमें समस्या एक है कि इट विल कॉज अलार्म इन पाकिस्तान। व्हाई? बिकॉज दिस Kabul River is a part of Indus River system only. So now what is required is a wholesome river treaty. Like इंडिया में भी इंडस ट्रीटी शेयरिंग विद पाकिस्तान है, अफगानिस्तान का इंडस ट्रीटी का जो पार्ट है काबुल रिवर, उसकी शेयरिंग का भी है। सो देन देयर इज अ नीड ऑफ द मल्टी रिवर, मल्टी कंट्री, बेसिकली अ एग्रीमेंट ऑन द रिवर वाटर शेयरिंग। दिस इज वाटर। नेक्स्ट इज द वुमेन इश्यू। वी नो प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में भी क्या हुआ था, देयर वाज नो women reporter. Okay, later it was said that it was because of technical glitch or technical issue of the communication. There was lack of communication, but the issue of women education is paramount, which the Afghanistan has to look into. India has also announced 1,000 e-scholarship for students, which is definitely not enough. Okay, India is also looking for investment. One major area is the mining. Okay, India is looking into this. So various sectors, mining is one, education women is one, water is one, this opium drug eradication is one, security issue is one. So now Pakistan is fighting with Afghanistan, and Pakistan ka basically trade is around $10 billion. Pakistan will not even take this into consideration because legitimacy Pakistan की कहां से आती है? Pakistan is not only a political entity, it is where the military also dictate. तो उनकी लेजिटिमेसी आती है वॉर से। Okay, so they will not take this into consideration. So now Afghanistan is also looking towards India to get some help. Okay, so this is about the way ahead for Pakistan on all these issues. Yes, next one. US trade body, US Chamber of Commerce has filed a lawsuit. अब बेसिकली क्या कह रहे हैं ये कि जो 100,000 इंक्रीज किया है वीजा फी में, ये अनलॉफुल है. व्हाई? बिकॉज इट इज ओवरराइडिंग द प्रोविजंस ऑफ इमिग्रेशन एंड नेशनैलिटी एक्ट. उस एक्ट में लिखा है कि वीजा फी कितना होगा, जितना उसकी एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में वीजा इशू करने में एक्सपेंडिचर आता है. अब $100,000 तो आ नहीं सकता उसके एक्सपेंडिचर में. सो दैट इज व्हाई इट हैज बीन, दिस लॉसूट हैज बीन फाइल्ड. ओके, अब एक चीज, इंटरेस्टिंग चीज देखना है इस ग्राफ में क्या है. Close to 60% of the Indians, they earn less than $100,000 a year. जो वीजा फी है, why would the company pay this when the salary of that employee is only less than 100,000? See, this is the bracket of 100 and 125. Okay, above this, see, India का ये है 11, 7, 18 and 119. Almost 19% are getting above 125K. But non-Indians, how much they are getting? 19, 37, 43%. 43% of the non-Indians, they get more than 125K dollar salary, while Indians only 19% get. So Indians वहां पे work कर रहे हैं but at a very low salary. Non-Indian का proportion है 43%, जिसको 125K से ऊपर salary मिल रही है. Indians is only 19%. 7.3 लाख H1B वीजा होल्डर हैं यूएस में एज ऑफ जनवरी 2025. इनमें 70% is Indians, and reason here we can see they are getting very less pay. See lower strata, they are getting very less pay as compared to the non-Indians. So let's see briefly what is the issue. What is H1B? H1B visa, the non-immigrant visa issued by US for the foreign workers, especially special occupation होता like IT, engineering, finance, etc. में for 3 years extend हो सकता है up to 6 years. This is the main route through which Indian IT professional, basically they go to the US to work for the tech companies. As per this data, 70% of all H1B visa are issued to the Indian nationals. These companies hire on a big scale. TCS का इसमें data around last year only 5,500 H1B visa were approved in 2025. TCS का. So Indian companies, they benefit a lot from this, no doubt. But US is also getting the benefit. Why US put this 100,000 fee? Apart from this Trump and India thing, the reason given being is that US government wants to ensure American jobs go to American workers. American workers are being replaced with cheap foreign labor. H1B का जो शेयर है IT workers में, it increased from 32% in 2003 to 65% recently. So basically they are saying, the US is saying that the locals are not being getting the jobs. Foreign workers being cheap, they are getting the jobs. So we need to increase the fee so that only highly skilled or the higher skilled people come to the US, and rest all jobs are being given to the US nationals. Impact on visa, impact on India. IT firms की cost will skyrocket definitely. Competitiveness कम हो सकती है. Reason being Indian companies have, for example, may reduce competitiveness. So Indian outsourcing companies in US market, जो companies यहाँ पर हैं जो outsource करती हैं, अब अगर वो outsource नहीं कर पाएंगे because visa fee की वजह से, so उनकी competitiveness खत्म हो जाएगी. Small and medium firms will also get hit. Social angle, families will get hit, children education, livelihood, all these things will be disrupted. Also trade pact की बात हो रही है, उससे पहले यूएस ने ये कदम लिया. क्या चल रहा है? My friend, very good friend, India, Prime Minister, and all these words. But what is happening is H1B हो गया, वीजा का इशू हो गया, उसके बाद 50% टैरिफ हो गया, उसके बाद छाबाहार पोर्ट का रेस्ट्रिक्शन हो गया, उसके बाद यूके का नायरा रिफाइनरी का सैंक्शन हो गया, उसके बाद पाकिस्तान को सपोर्ट हो गया. So we can see what is happening. Okay. Domestic political criticism also will be there in India. So this is about the H1B visa issue. Is next resolution of Palestinian question necessary for IMEC? अब मिडल ईस्ट की सिक्योरिटी इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट IMEC के लिए. So यहाँ पर we will not go into political details, but only what is important from the prelims or mains point of view. Mains में we can just use one of the two sentences out of this, but in prelims this question can come. What is IMEC? It is a multi-modal connectivity project जो announce किया था इंडिया ने G20 summit, which India hosted in New Delhi in 2023. It is a strategic infrastructure network which is aimed at enhancing the trade, economic growth, and integration between Asia, Arabian Gulf, and Europe. See, it will go from India, either say Gujarat or Mumbai, going through the Middle East. It will connect the Europe. Okay, India, Middle East, Europe. Okay, it has two parts: the Eastern Corridor, India to Gulf, this part. Second, Northern Corridor, which is Gulf to the Europe, from Gulf to the Europe. So this is how India will be connected to the Europe via the Middle East or the Gulf. Signatories, 8 countries or the groupings were original signatories of this: India, US, Saudi, UAE, France, Germany, Italy, and European Union. अब इंडिया के लिए इसका इंपॉर्टेंस क्या है? इट इज सेट टू रिड्यूस द लॉजिस्टिक कॉस्ट ऑफ इंडिया by 30%, and this is huge, and transportation time by 40% compared to the Suez Canal maritime route. So that is why India has always wanted this, and India has basically announced this project at the G20 summit in New Delhi. So this is about today's newspaper. So in advance, a very happy Diwali to all the viewers, to all the students. I wish and I hope that this Diwali brings light into your life and gives you new energy to study and to work hard. Okay, so this is it for today. If you have any query, you can ask in the comment box. I'm attaching the notes in the comment box as well as the description box. Okay, so enjoy. Very happy Diwali. Thank you.